Thunder Bay Live. I'm here with Gia Provenzano. We're here to talk about the Different Pronouns, Different People Forum happening May 3rd at 1 p.m. at In Common. Hi, Gia.
Hi, how are you?
Good, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Good. So you are on the panel and you are representing the trans women.
Yes.
What is one misconception you feel is attached to trans women?
That's a really good question. I'm glad that you asked that. I think the biggest misconception people are still getting mixed up is sexuality and gender. That's the biggest thing that I find that's one of the troubles that trans women have to go through, and it's definitely something that needs to be addressed.
Awesome. How do you feel things have changed in the past 5 years for the LGBTQ plus community?
Well, being back in Thunder Bay since 2012, I mean, I was surprised that there was pride. So that's awesome, a big misconception. I mean, I've been gone for 15 years, so a lot of things have changed. Just going out and about, just seeing that, there's a mix of everything in any type of establishment. So I think, that's definitely something I never thought that was going to be, 15 years ago. If you would have told me that, I would have said, no, it's not going to happen. Same thing with pride. So I think Thunder Bay is going in the right direction. I just think that there's still, again, misconceptions of where different people are put, under that whole umbrella thing. And I think that, needs to be addressed, definitely.
Cool. Right on what we're doing with this Different Pronouns for Different People forum happening. Okay, so what kind of programs would you like to see for the LGBTQ plus community going forward?
Again, with, your first question, I think definitely that, people need to understand the difference between gender and sexuality. Okay, first of all. So I think there needs to be more education for businesses, schools, just everyday living, to get that spectrum of separating things versus clumping everything together. There are a lot of programs out there now for transgendered people, which surprises me again, being gone for so long. 35 years ago, there was nothing. And, there's, Norwest has many, many different things. There's more counseling available for transgendered people, which is, again, another shock. So there are things that are improving and stepping up to the plate. But I do think that each category needs to be separated in itself and dealt with their issues versus putting everything together and thinking that it's one big problem.
Right. One Band-Aid will fix everything.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so last question. How do you want to be treated when you walk into an establishment?
I haven't had a problem with that. So it's hearing these things from different people, that they're approached wrong, pronouns aren't used properly. I think the problem with that is that people in general, when they see someone, you're in a box, and they see boy or they see girl. I don't think that they see anything else but that. So, it's hard to justify it because how do you know? Right. How do you know whether to use sir, ma'am, unless you're told? And that's why education is important, because then you can separate those differences, because somebody doesn't necessarily want to be called he or she.
Right.
So if there's more education and it's brought to the attention of people in businesses, schools, whatever, I think maybe that could help, but that's a long time in coming.
Conversation needs to happen.
Exactly. It needs to happen, and again, the Band-Aid thing is not going to work. Call me sir today, call me ma'am tomorrow. I mean, I haven't had an issue with it, but there are issues. I see it happening to people. So it's definitely something that's hard for them to deal with because they want to be identified as who they are. But again, people see one thing, and how do you change that?
And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, hopefully that can help.
Cool. Right on. Well, thanks so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, anytime. I'll be talking more with Gia for other things down the line, but to hear more about what's going on for the Different Pronouns, Different People Forum, come down May 3rd at 1 p.m. at In Common and get all of the information. Have a good day.